The wind has been blowing hard across the plains all day. Perhaps it's the storm brewing in Lawrence, Kansas. Tonight, the Kansas Jayhawks, 22-1 on the season, ranked number 10 in the country, take on two-loss Texas, ranked number 5 in the nation. On the line, the lead in the Big 12. The Jayhawks haven't beaten the Longhorns since 2003. Will this be the changing of the guard in the conference? This Big 12 showdown of the year is next. If you wanted a ticket to this one, you've been out of luck for 3 weeks. The Horish Family Athletics Center is sold out once again for the clash of the Titans in the Big 12. It's number 10 Kansas playing host to number 5 Texas. Hello and welcome to Lawrence, Kansas, alongside former KU great Jill Dorsey Hall. I'm Lee Fleisig. The last time Kansas beat Texas, a young Jill Dorsey was playing out here on the court in crimson and blue. Not that long ago, but it's been a while.
It has. It's since 2003, actually. But we're in 2015. The Texas Longhorns have been the dominating force in the Big 12. In the Big 12, they have won nearly 80% of their matches. So they're the top dogs. But Kansas right now sitting at 10-1 in the conference. Texas as well, 10-1 in the conference. If Texas wins tonight, that will give Texas 2 losses. And really, they have the ability to win the Big 12 outright. So this is a big-time top 10 matchup tonight in the Big 12.
The Texas Longhorns have a lot of offensive weapons. Paulina Prioto-Cerami is certainly one of them.
Absolutely. She has a heavy arm swing. She's a dynamic pin player, and she's coming on strong in Big 12 play. The last time these two teams matched up in Austin, Texas, in that sweep when the Longhorns won, she had 16 kills and hit 483, which is a very impressive number for a pin player. She has a heavy arm swing, and Kansas will have to control her tonight.
Kelsey Payne is the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week once again. Do you think Anise Havili might be the key for the Jayhawks tonight?
Absolutely. Ranked second in the nation in assist percent. Just over 12 assists in a set. She is dynamic, an All-American sophomore for the Jayhawks, and she's going to dictate where the ball goes, and she's going to have to keep the Texas Longhorns defense and that blocking off balance.
All right, it's Texas and Kansas on the line. First place in the Big 12. All the heavy hitters are in attendance for a sold-out match. A clash of the Titans in the Big 12 starts right after this. Athletics broadcast is brought to you by Lawrence Memorial Hospital, a proud sponsor of Kansas Volleyball. Stay healthy, stay close, stay for life with LMH. Visit us online at lmh.org. And by the Kansas Lottery, dream bigger. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, right stuff, low price, every day. We're about set to go here in Lawrence, Kansas, inside the Horish Family Athletics Center. Kansas and Texas, first place in the Big 12 on the line. The Longhorns, led by their longtime coach, Jarrett Elliott, in his 15th season. The numbers speak for themselves. The 2012 national champion, a semifinalist last year. He's as good as it gets in volleyball coaching.
Absolutely. I enjoy my time talking to Coach Elliott every year. He's great to talk to. The volleyball knowledge that he just has in his brain. He's one of the premier coaches in the nation.
Look at this Texas Longhorn lineup, and we talked about the strength that they have all the way really across the dial. Who else should we watch for tonight?
Yeah, Amy Neal is the sixth rotation player. They rely heavily on her. She's undersized if you think of it in a traditional Texas sense at 5'9", but she's going to take a lot of swings. Shaka Abagu can get away from teams. She is dynamic to run a lot of slides, and Chloe Collins at 5'7", she runs a 5'1", which she is athletic as they come. And Molly McCabe, she's one of the best blockers in the Big 12.
The Kansas Jayhawks, led by their fine head coach Ray Bouchard, now in his 18th season. More than 300 wins here at Kansas, more than 1,000 in his great career. Texas leads this all-time series 38-4. That wasn't the number he was concerned about. He was thinking of October 23rd when Texas swept KU down in Austin.
Yeah, and Texas played very well. Coach Elliott told me, he said, we played really well, Kansas not so much. He thought they could have won that second set, but there was a lot of pressure on Kansas going in undefeated in Austin. But Tiana Dockery's going to have to play well. Taylor Susie's going to have to get involved with her blocking. Madison Rigdon hailing from around the Austin area. Cassie Wade's going to have to be phenomenal in the back row and service reception. They are going to have the key on pass and serve. One of the areas that Texas doesn't get as much credit for is their pass and serve. They have been very good in that aspect this year, which is a little bit different from a traditional Texas team that we had seen when they've been so physical in nature, but they have been difficult and it put a lot of pressure with their serve on teams this season.
All right, the Jayhawks will be in their white, trimmed in crimson and blue. Texas in their burnt orange, trimmed in black. We said this match has been sold out for 3 weeks. Glad you're with us. Settle in. This ought to be a heck of a match. Is there an early tone to be set by either one of these two sides?
Yes, the pass and serve game is going to be so important because both of these teams can get on a roll, and the crowd in Horace Freeman Athletic Center, head coach Darrell Elliott for Texas said, it is difficult to play in that facility, in that arena. I know the basketball team, I think they're probably coming off a practice or maybe after a recovery day, getting their seat. It is a packed house tonight in Lawrence, Kansas, the premier matchup in the Big 12. So many implications, not only in the Big 12 and who can win the Big 12 conference, but also we're getting near NCAA tournament play, and this will have a lot of implications on RPI, on seedings. So settle in.
All right, we're just about set to go. It's the Texas Longhorns and the Kansas Jayhawks. Texas will serve it up. Kat Brooks behind the line. Here we go. Avili to Kelsey Payne. Into the stands. Kansas on the board first.
It has been one play, but this is the loudest I've ever heard it after the first play in a match. And look at Kelsey Payne, been so dynamic. The 3-time Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week, rightfully so. She's been so good this year in her sophomore campaign.
Cassie Wade serves for Kansas, but it's Obagu of Texas putting it down.
Obagu saying, I can follow that right back up with my own kill. Preseason Big 12 Player of the Year, Chiaka Obagu. Now in her junior campaign, she's had quite the career at Texas.
Obagu will step back and serve it up, even at 1. Avili tries Payne again. Payne pushes it across. Heavy hit there from Amy Neal. You talked about her athletic ability at 5'9". She can still get up there.
Yes, she can. She can rise up. A crafty player. You're going to see a variety of shots and angles from Amy Neal, relying so heavily not only on her offensive presence but also defense.
Into the net from Texas. We're even at 2.
And you have a sense already. I mean, we are just 4 points into this, but every point, the crowd is into it. They know how close, how tight this could be in every set, and every point matters. I know you say that every time, but really in a matchup of the 2 top 10 teams in the nation, it really is important.
Off the Kansas block and out of play, so a point to Texas. Longhorns up 3-2.
Both teams have been in system. Molly McCage on a slide attack using high hands. She's had a tremendous career. She actually broke the block assist record at Texas. An incredible feat.
Really sends it out to Rigdon, goes down the line. Dug out of there by Dalton. Heavy hit from Amy Neal, point to Texas.
And how about that dig from Nicole Dalton? I mean, this is the backup setter who comes in. How about the dig, and then the dig to transition right through that seam.
Dalton at 6'2", able to get down there. Avili sends it out to Rigdon. Soft touch, Rigdon finds the floor.
And I like the investment. Okay, so Madison Rigdon the time before hit it deep in line. That's where Nicole Dalton was playing. She knew as she mixed it up, she tips it right over the block. There's a hole in that. So a quick learner is Madison Rigdon, this sophomore. Tremendous improvement from last year.
Neal again. Rigdon is there to cover. Avili back to Susie. Brooks got a hand on it. Neal pounds it. Cassie Wade saves it. Dockery high off the hands. We're even at 4.
And playing every ball, I like that Cassie Wade went for that. And Tiana Dockery pegging a hand. You can do that against Texas. I mean, they're long. They have that presence up there at the net. Great shot from the senior.
Neal pushes it across. Nice diving save by Anna Church. Neal winds up and puts it away this time.
And Chloe Collins, the setter for Texas, athletic, and she held the middle blocker so long on that ball. You didn't know where that ball was going to go. Last second, goes out to Amy Neal, and she paints it down the line.
Now Neal serves. Dockery off the hands. Was there a touch? No. Thought I saw one. Point to Texas.
And let's take a look at this. If we can see any fingertips that touch it, I don't think there was enough to overturn that call.
Really quickly to Susie. Off the Texas block and out of play.
And that was fast. It was the speed of this play that beat the block. The block wasn't up quick enough for Taylor Susie. A quick slide. Traditionally, she runs more often a higher ball behind, but I like the mix-up that Havili went to Susie.
Susie serves long.
Texas. And early in this first set, Texas has been winning that pass and serve by a narrow margin, but that's the difference in this match, in this set so far.
Now it's Kat McCoy, the sophomore for Texas. Really wide to Dockery. Covered there by Neal. Havili there for Kansas. Church to Dockery. Sometimes it's not the hardest thing.
You have to mix it up. You have to keep Texas off balance. And it's exactly here what Tiana Dockery does. I mean, that is a sweet touch right over the net. Really a bang-bang play, and she'll take it. A kill's a kill. Back to Kansas.
Havili for the Jayhawks. Neal does a nice job to save it and keep it in play. Payne puts it away.
And you're not going to get too many free balls from Texas, but when you do, you have to take advantage. And it's a quick ball, and Kelsey Payne is still rising up when she hits that ball. How about that from the sophomore?
Back outside, and that's the player you told us about, Prieto Sarami, with a big hit.
For everyone at home, if you're an aspiring young volleyball player, watch her arm swing. It doesn't get any faster than that. I mean, it is an absolute whip as she is pushing through the ball. She drives through the ball. I love watching her approach. A great arm swing.
Collins serves for Texas. Quickly to Payne, sent back. It looked like Abagu got a hand on it.
And not fooled is Texas. They knew that Kelsey Payne is a target. Setting up a double block, an absolute wall.
Longhorns by 2. Havili tries Dockery. Kat McCoy unable to come up with it.
By number 7, Tiana Dockery.
And Kat McCoy is one of the premier liberos in the Big 12, so she can't handle this. I mean, that is a firepower attack from Tiana Dockery. You want to see her get going. The senior is so dynamic. And now Maggie Anderson, the serving specialist, is going to come in for Kansas.
One more time. Prieto Sarami.
And Kansas hasn't slowed too many balls down from Texas. I mean, they're first ball siding out at a very high clip right now. I'm not sure why you go after. They served to the libero, Maggie Anderson did. I don't think that's necessarily where she wanted to go.
Really, we'll try Rigdon. Off the ceiling, still in play, but Texas can't come up with it. Jayhawks within 1.
Couple of those bang-bang plays, you know, you got to play in the gym that you're playing in. I know the proximity isn't always to your advantage, and off at a tough angle for them to handle.
Wait with a soft serve and an ace.
Number 5.
And a soft touch on a kill, a soft touch on an ace. It doesn't have to always have to be firepower. A lot about placement. Nicely done by the junior Cassie Waite, who has been oh so good this season.
Waite will try it again. Longhorns with a little trouble with that one. Neal off the antenna. Jayhawks have the lead here in this set.
A tough ball, and this is it. She's trying to go down line. I know where Amy Neal's going, but hits the antenna, so that is a violation. Point to Kansas now with this first lead, I believe, in set 1.
Susie got a hand on it, but Waite can't come up with it.
And that's
back to 11 all.
Positive touch from Taylor Susie. That's what you can ask for her. She closed late, but she got a great touch on the ball. Cassie Wade playing defense at a sharp angle, so it just goes over her head.
Obagu serves. Avili outside. Rigdon. Nice save that time from Kat Brooks. Rigdon, softer touch this time. Chloe Collins with a diving save. Kelsey Payne winds up. James back on top.
And it took 3 times. Give credit to Texas defense for keeping the ball alive. Cassie Wade, that's a tough ball over her head, and then Kelsey Payne just slivering it inside of the Texas block. That was a tough point.
Texas.
And a church into the net. 12 all now.
Entering for Texas, number 7, Nicole Dalton. Now serving.
Nicole Dalton in to serve. Avili dumps it over. Gives her Jayhawks the lead again.
She doesn't do it very often, but she's so strategic when she does. How about the deception on that play? And it was actually a little bit, probably deeper than what she wanted in the court. Kat Brooks might have her eye on that the next time she sees it.
Rigdon off the net. Rigdon with a nice save. Dockery winds up. Susie and Dockery were there. Neal off the tape. Dockery with a nice cover. From the back row, Rigdon has it blocked. McCage sends it back over for Texas.
There's been some very good blockers in the time in the Texas Longhorn program, but Molly McCage, she sits atop of that block assist record. She still has many matches to play in her senior campaign, so that just tells you how good of a blocker Molly McCage is.
13 all. Amy Neal serves. Long. Kansas back on top.
And we've been here all season for many seasons. Do you think it's ever been louder this early in a match than it is right now? I mean, these fans know the implications. At every point, they are cheering. They're getting to their feet. They're applauding. It's a pretty dynamic atmosphere in Horace Family Athletic Center.
Tori Miller in to serve. High leverage situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give you a little World Series speak there. Avili to Dockery. Longhorns run it down. Chance for Kansas. Avili, Janae Hall. Pretty athletic play there from Prieto Sarami.
Sarami going up. I mean, this was a battle right here. A free ball, the first one that Kansas didn't take advantage of, and just a heads-up play off your feet, a quick snap back. I think that ball might have been going wide, but Janae Hall, you got it. It's just a really quick play.
Avili wants Payne. McCoy was there. Janae Hall sends it back over.
By number 16,
And that's great when you can get Janae Hall going in any facet of the game, get her confidence. That's a great play from her above the net.
Kansas, the first to 15. They lead the Longhorns by 1 here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. The 11th month that fire was ceased in the Great War. President Eisenhower turned Armistice Day into Veterans Day, and we certainly salute all our veterans on this Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. I'm glad you're with us. We've been looking forward to this one for a good month, and it's living up to its billing. A lot of fun. The Jayhawks.
Serving is number 11.
And men's basketball team in attendance to get a good look at it as well as they're cheering on. They know how good this volleyball team has been all season at Kansas. And Texas, obviously, they're always draw a good crowd because they have been the premier team in the conference and in the nation for so many years.
Avili with a tough serve. Off the platform of Dockery, and how do you stop that?
Well, that's the thing. Tiana Dockery was locked in perfect position, and she still couldn't handle the pace. I mean, I know she wants that one back. Unfortunately, it's just, but that's how heavy of a ball that Sarami hits.
Avili will try Kelsey Payne. Kansas has got some firepower too.
And Kelsey Payne, something new she's adding to her repertoire. She is a middle hitter by nature. Move to right side. Oh yeah, she can hit on the outside as well. She sizzles through the block. I love that they're moving her around, not letting teams get locked in on her and just getting her multitude of shots.
It's Maggie Anderson now for Kansas. Kansas sends it back. Janae Hall for the big block.
I love that play from Janae Hall. That'll go in that category of a block solo. I mean, that's all Janae Hall. She was all by herself. No one else around. A strong left hand, and that'll get her team fired up. You don't always see that much emotion from Janae Hall, but rightfully so.
Maggie Anderson was there to cover. Janae Hall! Kansas up by 2.
By number 16, Janae Hall. Timeout.
Longhorns want a timeout.
And taking it all in, the crowd is on their feet. I mean, this is not even the end of set 1. They haven't even won anything right now, but they know how critical every point is. And if they can help their team, I mean, they are really doing their part tonight. 18-15 right now, Kansas with its biggest lead in this set. Texas has been good. Kansas has just been a little bit better.
Plenty to have action to go in this one. We'll be back with you on Saturday. Back-to-back Texas matches as TCU comes to town. We'll hit the air at 1 o'clock. Again, that match sold out as well, but you can join us right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
And join us for that one. TCU, new coach and Jill Kramer, came from West Virginia. That was her alma mater. They were the surprise team right now in the Big 12. They beat the Texas Longhorns in 3 in Fort Worth not too many weeks ago. So that's why you see that one loss on the Texas category in the Big 12 play. That was from TCU. So that will be a battle. That'll be a tough match for the Kansas Jayhawks.
How about Janae Hall in this first set? You talk about strength and the heavy ball that Texas can hit. Janae Hall able to turn it back.
Yeah, and going up, rising up above the junior. She has such a high volleyball IQ. She just great court awareness. Watch her just tracking the ball. A little sidestep, coil, and block. And then she was late to that ball, but she's up for a kill. And it's oftentimes placement with Janae Hall. She had a shoulder surgery a couple years ago. She's had to adjust how she swings at the ball, but she's so crafty with her angles at which she hits. A perfect placement from her. Great play from the junior thus far in the first set.
Maggie Anderson with an ace. Kansas up 19-15.
And a current 8-2 run from the Jayhawks. A serving specialist is Maggie Anderson. A backup setter by Trey. That's what she has done, but she's done so good with her jump float serve.
Payne got a hand on it. Avili tried to save it. Point to Texas.
And Sarami, she's so fast off of her feet. She got blocked on that, but she's so quick on that second jump. She has her fast twitch muscle fibers have to be really high in her body because not only is her arm swing fast, but she's so quick and light off of her feet as well.
There's a lot of leverage there, isn't there?
There is.
Kat Brooks serves for Texas. Wait to Avili quickly to Janae Hall.
Texas.
Longhorns get within 2.
And it was the speed of that ball I love to Janae Hall. It's quick, but just 4 contacts, it didn't break the plane of the net.
Quickly to Janae Hall. Kansas back up by 3.
And say, hey, we tried it once, we're going to try it again. And that was the decision making that I'm talking about from the sophomore Anise Havili. I love when setters do that. You might have made an error the time before. The team maybe doesn't think you're going to go to it. So maybe Texas wasn't focusing on Janae Hall. Give it right back to her and make up for that error the play before.
Cassie Wade serves. Outside to Neal. Susie got a hand on it. Back to Neal. Longhorns within 2.
And that is a smooth play from Amy Neal. I mean, it's a roll shot down the line. She realizes the defense is back, her court vision, the placement.
She's kind of there in the land of the Giants at 5'9", but still can get up. Payne. Kansas 4 points away from the first set.
And give it to Payne. And you talked about 5'9". She's going up against her on the block, so she can go over her. Kelsey Kane can hit it over many players, but especially the undersized attacker or the blocker and Amy Neal.
Texas with some trouble. Kansas with an opportunity. Overpass. Now Avili goes to Susie. Blocked. Out of bounds. Point to Kansas.
And that's a tough ball here for Taylor Susie. Just does get the hand and just wide on that. Jared Elliott not able to get a challenge up in time.
Point to Kansas. The Jayhawks now 2 points away from this first set. Texas with another timeout. The crowd wasn't into it before this. They are now.
They're on their feet. I think they might just stay standing. Traditionally, they stay standing on set point, but I think they're just going to go ahead and stay up there. And Kansas right now has been better in first ball contact. Texas, we've seen a little bit of breakdown in service reception.
Take a look at the play of Taylor Susie just 2 points ago.
And let's see, I mean, that's a tough angle. I think maybe just wide. And Jared Elliott's really quick on it. So I think that he didn't feel like he had enough maybe to use one of those challenge cards.
And it is across the court from him as well. So tough challenge probably to make, but Kansas now 2 points away from this first set. Do you have to protect, I guess, maybe overexcitement and looking at 2 more points when we take this first set from Texas?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're lock and loaded, and Kansas only having one loss. This is to this Texas team. You're not going to take anything for granted. You go point by point. That's something you got to learn at a really young age in the game of volleyball. I mean, nothing is given to you. It's such a game of momentum. Right now, Kansas has the momentum, but they got to keep the pressure on Texas. And I think they're doing a really nice job with their service and keeping the pressure on the Texas Longhorns service reception.
Anna Church has done an amazing job. Maggie Anderson serving well as well.
And Cassie Wade as well, switching up with the short balls, so they're really going after him. You have to be aggressive. I mean, when you try to want to beat one of the top teams in the country, you're going to have to go after him from the service line.
All right, it's Anna Church again. Outside to Neal. Cassie Wade was there. Rigdon.
Texas.
Longhorns are going to fight, you know that.
A tremendous dig from Cassie Wade. That ball was pushed out just too wide, I think, for Madison Rigdon to handle. Point goes to Texas, and we're going to see here they've gotten on a run before on Nicole Dalton's serve.
Really, once Susie. McCoy was there. Neal pounds away.
Texas.
Longhorns now within 3.
And interesting enough, both setters are on the front row. So you have Chloe Collins for Texas. You have Anise Havili for Kansas. That means just 2 live attackers on both teams.
Outside to Rigdon. The Jayhawks 1 point away.
And one of those players that hails from the state of Texas is Madison Rigdon. Nearby, actually, Austin, Texas. You know how bad she wants to beat this Longhorns team as she grew up watching them.
Dockery. Kansas keeps it alive. Nice play from Dockery and Cassie Wade. Cassie Wade dives and saves it. Havili tries to go deep. Neal. Dockery was there. Dockery. McCoy with a diving save. Point to Kansas. This first set goes to KU. The Jayhawks take the first one over Texas, 25-20. We're back with second set action after this. First set over Texas, 25-20. Leif Lysick, Jill Dorsey Hall with you. You come up with all the numbers. What was the number you were showing me there after the first set?
I think the decibel and how loud it was in this arena. I mean, it was 103 in that first set. I mean, that was incredible. It's so loud in here. I can barely hear myself talking, but the atmosphere is phenomenal. It's just 2 top 10 teams just going after it. Back back and forth. Kansas, the stat that I look at in that set, they had 2 aces, Texas 0. That's a big indicator right there.
First set stats, and Kansas hitting the .333. Pretty good percentage.
It is, and Texas was so good early in that set. They were hitting over 400 halfway through that. So Kansas picked it up defensively with a couple timely blocks. Janae Hall got a solo block that was so key. And there's a couple points here and there. They outdone them. Texas did have more blocks in that category, but the one that I look at so important is that solo block from Janae Hall when she was on that front row.
So the Jayhawks have the first set tucked away. What does that mean for them as they head into set 2 now?
Nothing. You got to leave that behind. It is set 2. It is a whole new set. You think that's great, but almost act like it didn't happen. I mean, every point, every set against a team of Texas's caliber is so important, and you want to go into your locker room at intermission 2 sets to none.
As we told you, Texas leads this series 38-4. Kansas hasn't won over the Longhorns since 2003. Is that in anyone's mind right now?
No, they don't even think about that. They have the eye on their prize. Their goal for this season from the onset was to win the Big 12. What do you have to do? You have to beat the top dog. You can't expect for them to lose another match, although they did lose to TCU. Kansas knows that they have to hold court here. They have to win. They have to beat the Texas Longhorns, who have been so dominating in the Big 12 Conference. And when you look at Texas, they hold opponents on the season to 170 on the hitting percentage. Kansas right now, after that first set, they hit .333. So they have been very efficient on the offensive end and the hitting percentage. Give a lot of credit to Kelsey Payne right there, who's leading the Jayhawks with 5 kills. And then you have 3 other players who have 3 kills apiece: Madison Rigdon, Janae Hall, Kate, and Kiana Dockery.
Kelsey Payne picking up the pace right where she left off. That made her the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week again this week. So it'll be Maggie Anderson, who had a very nice service run. 2 of them actually in that first set. We're holding up play. I don't think we were quite ready. Now we're ready.
Good look at Maggie Anderson, who Coach Burchard always praises. She just is bought in to Kansas volleyball. She's such a high character. You love Maggie Anderson as a teammate.
Cassie Wade digs that one out. Havili sends it back. Payne pounds away. Neal looking for the soft touch. Havili was there to cover. Back outside to Payne. Texas is there. Hall. Rigdon saves it. Now Payne again. It's good.
Trail by number 8, Kelsey Payne.
And there is a fight on both sides. And how about the pickup from Madison Rigdon? And then Kelsey Payne, third time, a little bit sharper angle that time. She tried to go deep 2 times before in that play. Cuts it cross court sharp.
Maggie Anderson with another tough serve. Cassie Wade there to cover. Havili to Payne. Nice dig from Kat Brooks. Neal off the hands, point to Texas.
And that's a great play for the Texas Longhorns. That ball, the dig, the set behind the play, and then the swing to go aggressive at it in Amy Neal. That's her 7th kill to lead all players in this match.
Havili goes outside to Rigdon. Neal again. Cassie Wade with a diving save. Payne. Was there a touch? No. Point to Texas.
Oh, it doesn't get any better than that from Cassie Wade, the junior. I mean, she had so much area to handle. Going to her left, digs up a dime for her setter. Unfortunately, Kelsey Payne goes long with the attack, but great play from the sophomore or the junior libero.
Vago serves for Texas. Janae Hall. A little change of pace. Hall back again.
Number 16,
You'll take it. Another 3 rotation, solid performance from Janae Hall. They don't rely too heavily on her offensively, but when she could come in, make solid plays like that, she's really the player of the match thus far for the Jayhawks. She's impressed me tonight.
Cassie Wade serves. Too strong for Havili. Bedard Hani of Texas, a 6'4" freshman.
A true freshman. That's year after year, you hear about Texas, top 10 recruiting class, top 5 recruiting class. They just get player after player. The talent that they have, such a rich volleyball tradition. She's one of those players.
Collins got a hand on that one. Rigdon. Softer touch this time. Collins out of the net. Avili had to save it. Payne didn't get a good look at it. Rigdon with a nice block. McCoy dives and saves it. Neal has it blocked.
Blocked by number 10, Taylor Susie. And number 8.
Susie and Payne close the door.
A couple touches here, and then Amy Neal, she was trying to go up the high hands, but when Kelsey Payne touches 10-8, and she's over you, really nowhere to go. Not much room to work with if you're Amy Neal.
And a Church tries to cut the angle, goes wide.
Entering for Texas, number 19, Paulina Prieto-Serrano. Serving is number 9, Amy Neal.
Amy Neal now for Texas. Rigdon. Wide, no touch.
And this is a rotation where they got stuck a couple times. Last set, it was Nicole Dalton serving. Different rotation for Texas, but still it's Havili on the front row with Taylor Susie and Madison Rigdon. That's caused a couple issues. That time, an ace serve off Anna Church.
Longhorns now by 3. Havili. Rigdon. Rigdon again. Cuts a tough angle. Madison Rigdon with a tough ball. Puts it away.
You're going to get those balls as an outside hitter, and she's adjusted so well. And that's what I love about Madison Rigdon. She seems to be able to handle anywhere you put it up to her. And the knowledge here to go such a sharp angle. Great shot from the sophomore.
Rigdon with a nice serve. Prieto-Serrano of Texas.
Serving for Texas, number 8, McCoy.
6'2" junior puts it away.
Serami wants to play against Kansas every night, I think. 6 kills, no errors, and 7 total attacks, hitting .857. They have not stopped Serami on the outside.
Havili wants Dockery. Wasn't quite there. Point to Kansas. Is that Collins in the net?
Didn't get a good look at it, but it was a net violation. You can see the net was still moving, actually. Kansas actually gets bailed out on that as they were going to pick up that tip.
Taylor Susie for Kansas. Just long.
Texas. Entering for Texas, number 27, Yazzie Bedard-Hine. Serving number 21, Chloe Collins.
This is Chloe Collins. Havili wants Dockery. Splits the block.
Number 7.
It's a great pass from Anna Church that sets up this play nicely. A quick ball out to Tiana Dockery. Going through the seam. Nice first ball side out from the Jayhawks.
Kansas down 2. Havili off the tape. Wait, sets it for Payne. Improvement of Cassie Wade from that position. She did it there, didn't she?
The secondary setting has been such a big improvement. It also helps when you have Kelsey Payne going up 2 feet, kicking it over the top of the block. I think Texas is probably going to adjust their defense to go a little bit deeper. And right now, it's been the service errors of Kansas that has been their Achilles heels. Three in this set, second set alone.
Kat Brooks for Texas. Wade sends it too wide for Kelsey Payne.
Texas.
Havili quickly to Hall. Wait there to cover. Outside to Payne. Big hit that time. But Ardani.
And right now, Texas hitting on all cylinders. I like the distribution here from Coley Collins to mix it up. Get all the hitters involved for the Longhorns.
Up high for Payne. That's getting into her wheelhouse right there, isn't it?
It looks like she's almost like climbing a ladder. No, she just jumps that high. And she rises up above Kelsey Payne on point. A ball that she hit so often last year as a middle blocker, now on the right side, still has that available to her.
Maggie Anderson with another effective serve. Payne. Kansas with another chance. Payne again. This time it's Texas who puts it away.
Entering for the Jayhawks, number 7,
for the Longhorns.
And Chiako Bago using deep third in the court, a dig to transition.
Serving for Texas, number 11.
Texas looking solid in this second set, not giving Kansas any easy points.
Quickly to Janae Hall. Texas there to cover. Outside to Rigdon. Nice dig from Kat Brooks. Shannon Dockery dives and saves it. Rigdon. Really tracks it down. Sends it to Rigdon. Cassie Waite there for Kansas. Dockery from the back row. Havili back to Payne. Neal with a soft touch. Kansas able to cover. Back to Payne. Great effort from Texas to keep it alive. Rigdon. The Jayhawks.
I don't even know where to begin on that play. I mean, there was phenomenal digs. There was phenomenal plays all around on both sides. I mean, that was the longest rally by far of this match. Players everywhere, the communication, high-level volleyball. I mean, who was going to outlast each other? And it was Madison Rigdon finally to take a heavy swing for the Jayhawks to end the rally. A point's a point, though. On to the next one.
Cassie Waite with an effective serve. Rigdon, that's off the ceiling, still in play. Havili can't save it.
Entering serving for Texas, number 7.
You're trying to track this ball. It's so tough. You don't know which pole it's going to hit and what angle it's going to go. But Nisa Havili was almost on it as she was running. She runs everywhere. This setter for the Jayhawks.
Havili quickly. Who else? Kelsey Payne.
Kelsey Payne, the sophomore, rises up, gets a quick pill. She turns her team and says, let's go, let's go. She knows that Texas is still leading by 3. They need to get on a couple of points here. They need to run right now and see if they can get it with Anna Church's serve.
Blocked by Sissy. Kansas within 2.
Well, that first set, it was that block from Janae Hall that turned things around and got some Kansas some momentum. We'll see now if the Taylor Susie and Anissa Havili's block can get some things going for the Jayhawks. Taylor Susie, one of the premier blockers in the Big 12 Conference, showing why she's so good. She's disciplined.
Dockery was there. Rigdon. Texas finds the court. Molly McCage.
Molly McCage just isn't a good blocker. She's good offensively. They've utilized her more as she's gotten deeper in her career.
Really to Susie. McCoy was there for the Longhorns. Susie can't turn it back. This time it's Texas first to 15. The Longhorns with a 4-point lead here in the second set. The Jayhawks took the opener. We're back with more from Lawrence after this. Texas has responded after dropping the first set. They lead by 4 here in the second. Ray Bouchard and his Jayhawks fighting for first place in the Big 12. Lee Fleisig, Jill Dorsey Hall with you. And this one's lived up to the billing, hasn't it?
Yes, hands down. I mean, this has been the premier match in the Big 12 this season right now. And we're settling in. Texas looking a little bit more Texas-like. They hold opponents to that 170 hitting percentage right now. They're doing that in this second set, holding the Jayhawks to 162 in set 2.
Avili, once Rigdon, blocked and in.
Well, up until this point, Texas had only registered 2 blocks, now just getting their third, and it might be from their smallest player on the court. It was Chloe Collins at 5'7". Don't let that fool you. She can jump pretty well.
There's an ace off the tape. Longhorns building out their lead now, 17-11, and Ray Bouchard wants a timeout.
Kids ages 6 and up, be sure to join the Rock Chalk Game.
Looking much better on that pass and serve. That was their little, I think, a bit of their downfall in set 1 that Kansas won. Now it's Texas getting that little clip off the net to register an ace in this second set. Now UT with 2 aces and Kansas with 2 aces, so that's all knotted a piece there. And then the block, when the block comes along, they get a block, they register 1, and then things start rolling your way.
Much of the basketball team in attendance tonight. They will be busy on Friday night when they take on Northern Colorado, 7 o'clock right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. We'll have pregame and postgame coverage for you. The Jayhawks certainly look to be strong. Off to a great start. 2 exhibition wins. The high-flying Jayhawks against Northern Colorado. Friday night at 7 right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. You'll be on some of those women's basketball games again this year, won't you?
I think so. I might be. I'm excited to see the new head coach for the women's team. A good look at Wayne Selden. I'm sure he's excited for the season coming up as Kansas looks to have another solid year. See if they can win another Big 12 championship. Good look at Kayla Manning-Allen. Plays on the women's team on the right.
She's had a nice start to her season, hasn't she?
She has. She's improved so much, and it's fun to see her development on the court. Jamari Traynor getting involved.
A lot of synergy between the teams. It's really great to see. They support the volleyball team. Of course, they saw the volleyball players at the exhibition game just the other night, so a lot of fun. Kansas back at it. Taylor Susie. Kansas trying to chip away at this lead in the second set.
You got to get some things going, increase that hitting percentage. You go to Taylor Susie. She's been such a steady rock for her Jayhawks. That's her go-to on that slide attack.
Dockery gets a hand on it. Molly McCage too strong.
And a wonderful pass from Nicole Dalton from the Longhorns, the number 7, and backup setter. She has such good ball handling skills that are very impressive.
Avili, back to Susie. What a tough angle. It's in.
And there was going to be a net violation on that regardless, but Taylor Susie will take that. It was going to be a kill or a net violation. Back-to-back slide. She switches it up. See how sharp of an angle as she creates. And now we're going to start to see some serving specialists coming in, as Taylor Susie had done the serving duties in this rotation, but you're going to see Tori Miller coming in for the Jayhawks.
Kansas fighting back. Obagu was up high.
And that side attack, I think, ran just a little bit further off the net from a couple inches than what they're used to. So does it clear the plane of the net?
Long. The Jayhawks within 3.
Timeout call.
Now Texas wants a timeout. Both teams fighting to keep the momentum.
It's been a couple unforced errors from the Longhorns, but the Jayhawks will take it. You gotta like the play. That's tough to do with your Tori Miller on the bench all match, coming in and serving. She hasn't got aces, but you gotta go back there, you gotta serve the ball in. Serving errors has been an issue for Kansas Jayhawks in this set too. You gotta like the conversation too of Cassie Wade talking to Tori Miller, making sure you gotta know what hitters are gonna be on the other side of the net, where their tendencies go. You gotta keep this service run alive. You're still down 3 points.
Cassie Waite runs a tight ship over there, doesn't she?
She does. I love watching her. Not only that because she's a local talent hailing from Gardner, Kansas, but she's just such a positive influence. I mean, I don't know if there's a bad day in Cassie Waite's life. She has a positive attitude, and that really inflects throughout your team. I mean, she's a great teammate. She gives to her teammates. She's a phenomenal athlete in that libero position, and she's increasingly gotten better and improved, and she works hard, and that's why she's improved so much in her role. Played as a freshman as a defensive specialist when Brianne Riley, the all-time dig leader at Kansas, graduated. She took over the reins as a libero position, and she's done a wonderful job.
All right, it's Tori Miller. Down 3. Bagu puts it away for the Longhorns.
You give that to Abago. Obviously, that was a dynamic kill, but Chloe Collins' ability to track that ball, stay out of the net, and put up a wonderful ball for her to hit. Great assist there from Chloe Collins.
Dockery, soft touch. Finds the opening and puts it away.
Kansas has some success with that tip over the top of the ball. You got to be deceptive with that. Over her left shoulder, Chloe Collins coming in late, diving for that ball. Smart play from the senior, Tiana Dockery.
Nisei Avili, tough serve. Dockery with a dive. Avili there to cover.
Yeah, that's a double contact. It was a great dig here from Tiana Dockery, but Cassie Waite's going to get called for the double contact. But how about that? Outreach hands, play goes on, pick up, and then Cassie Waite, when she contacts it, see the rotation on the ball, too many spins, didn't come cleanly out of her hands.
Longhorns go to Abago. That was down. Point to Texas.
And just they haven't switched in time on that play. There was an overpass, not in the right rotation on the play in the front row to be in position to put down the overpass.
Payne has a block. I really got a hand on it, but too strong. Longhorns now 3 points away from the second set. Wait, to Avili, to Hall. Point to Texas. Obagu puts it down, and Ray Bouchard needs a timeout.
Yeah, and I like the timeout. I mean, Texas everything is going for them right now. They're playing at a high level. Kansas not able to first ball side out right now, as Texas is digging the ball in transition, putting it away, getting their middles involved. Jacko Bago is looking outstanding right now in these 3 rotations when she's on the front row, showing why she's a preseason Big 12 Player of the Year. If you're Kansas, you might need to switch up a couple things because Texas is locked in on what you're trying to do in this rotation.
Jayhawks took the opener 25-20. Right now it's the Longhorns 2 points away from getting even.
And, you know, we talked about the crowd in the first set. They've been a little bit quiet now, as you can see that the Texas Longhorns are clearly have the advantage, and everything is working for them, and they're playing at a high level. But if you're Kansas, you've got to take a little bit of momentum. See if you can get on a nice run here. Even if you don't win this second set, you want to get some momentum back on your side. Get the crowd involved. You won't just want to say, okay, go ahead and take this second set. You need to fight here for a couple points here and see if you can stretch this second set.
How many young volleyball fans have the Jayhawks won over this year, you think?
A lot.
A bunch.
And I'm glad to see that. It is great. The volleyball in this Kansas City Metro is at a high level anyway, but you got to love everybody out in attendance, all the sold-out crowds.
Avili goes to Hall. All in Payne had hands on it. Payne off the block. Kansas gets one of those points back.
Well, sometimes you aim for high hands, hit at a high level, and that time the deflection goes your way. As they rely so heavily on Kelsey Payne offensively, now in the double digit in the kill category to lead all players.
That'll bring set points now for the Longhorns.
Tiana Dockery. Serving for Texas, number 11, Chiaka Obagu.
Obagu to serve for the Longhorns. Off the tape, Dockery is there. Payne says not yet.
Tailed by number 8, Kelsey Payne. Entering for the Jayhawks, number 10, Taylor Susie. Serving number 5, Cassie Waite.
Really there to cover for Kansas. To Payne. Collins there for Texas. Was it touched? Point to Kansas.
Smart play from Taylor Susie. I mean, that's a tough matchup. They're two premier blockers going up against each other in McCage and Susie. But she didn't go push over too far.
Cassie Waite. Payne. Cuts the angle. Kansas still alive.
Tailed by number 8, Kelsey Payne. Timeout call, Texas.
A great angle, deep third of the court from Kelsey Payne. 12 kills in this match to lead all players. She has been, as advertised, one of the premier offensive players. Such a weapon for the Jayhawks. She's just a sophomore, folks. I mean, she still has a lot of career left. And she is becoming one of the premier players in the country. With her athleticism, she's increasing her knowledge and her skill as a volleyball player. And she had all the athletic ability when she came in. And she's learning. She takes time to learn, watch film, get better at different angles. You can see her leaping ability, of course, but you can see why she's so good too is she can hit over the top of the net, top of the block. Moving from a middle blocker position to the right side sometimes can be a tough transition. They're starting to utilize her inside out, as you saw in that ball, as an outside hitting position. Primarily on the right side. The angle too, so that was a nice sharp angle, switching it up. 12 kills tonight in this match.
All right, Cassie Waite to serve. Down 24-20. And just like that, Texas has taken the second set. We're even at 1 as they head to the locker room. Darhani of Texas puts it away. And Texas takes the set 25-20. Back with more after this from Lawrence. Longhorns have just evened this matchup at a set apiece. 25-20 in the second set. Lee Fleisig, Jill Dorsey Hall with you, and that was a lot of fun to watch.
It was, absolutely. 2 top 10 teams in the country, the 2 top teams in the Big 12 Conference just battling it out. I mean, Kansas is playing at a high level in set number 1. Texas flips it, high level in set 2. Let's settle in. We might be here for a while.
You said in the open that these 2 teams were tied for the Big 12, but you got to knock the champ out.
Yep.
Texas is still the champ. They're still the big dog in this conference, and you knew that they would come out fighting in that second set.
Absolutely, and the crowd was involved in that first set, but like a veteran squad, like a veteran program would do, Jared Elliott got his team settled down, and they really ran away with that set 2. Kansas made a nice little push at the end of set 2, but we're all knotted up 1 set apiece.
What did Texas do differently there in the second set than they did in the first?
Yeah, they limited their errors, and in the first set they had a couple errors in service reception and service errors as well. Kansas, on the other hand, they served very well in set 1. Set 2, not so much. They had 4 service errors. That's 4 give-me points that you're just giving the Texas Longhorns.
And you've been in that locker room room on the verge of a win over Texas. You pulled it off in 2003. What's going through their mind right now in the Kansas locker room?
You're not thinking about that. You're not 2 sets to none right now. You're not, and this is going to be oh so crucial in sets number 3. Never take any point for granted. You fight for every point. You try to get this crowd back involved in this. Got to get some momentum on your side. But even if you take set 3, you know there's still a battle, and Texas is not going to go away lightly.
All right, we are even at a set apiece. The Kansas Jayhawks and Texas Longhorns, a battle of 2 top 10 teams. We're back with more here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. The KU Band honoring Veterans Day. We thank all our veterans for their service. Jill Dorsey Hall, take a look at those first 2 set highlights.
We take a look here. Kansas in set number 1. They were mixing up their shot. Madison Riggin, the sophomore, a soft little touch over the top of the block, goes down for a kill. Taylor Susie on that slide attack that she loves so much. But then Texas locked in, and they were all over that Kelsey Payne attack for the block. And then Molly McCade's one of the best blockers in the Big 12. Not fooled by the back row attack, staying true to that. That's why she leads the Texas record books in block assists. But Kelsey Payne got going. She leads all players in this match with 12 kills, looking phenomenal. They relied heavily on her on set 2, really covering the load offensively. Janae Hall, I like the play from her thus far. Quick off her feet. She was really impactful in set number 1, a little bit quieter in set 2. And the freshman from the Longhorns getting involved on that right side, 6'4", using her length. Taylor Susie on the slide, using the sharp angle. There's a couple long rallies. Shaku Bagu in set number 2, showing why she's preseason player of the year for the Big 12. Very dynamic, and that was the point right there where they were all notched up, 1 set apiece.
The hitting percentage not quite as good for Kansas as it was in that first set.
Yeah, they hit over 300, 333 in that first set. Cooled down a little bit. Give some credit to Texas with their block. A little bit more pressure from the service line. And it's at service errors. They had 4. Kansas had 4 in that second set alone. Again, that's 4 give-me points you're giving to the Longhorns. Texas had registered 0 aces in that first set. They notched 2 aces in that second set, so they're serving more aggressive. I think that both the sets really came down to a pass and serve game when you look down to it.
All right, so the Longhorns back on the court with a little bounce in their step as they even it up. 1 set apiece. Get you ready for 3rd set action right after this on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. For the Big 12 lead, Lee Fleisig, Jill Dorsey Hall with you. We only have, say 3 minutes there before we start 3rd set action, so we can't show you all the great points from those first 2 sets, but a couple of amazing points that we've seen already tonight.
A couple battles back and forth, long rallies, and we're going to take a look at one of them that had the whole crowd up on their feet, I think, as we just look here, a little run here to Janae Hall in the middle. Nice little pop-up, a dig from Kat Brooks on the back row. Pushing the ball out to Amy Neal. Tiana Dockery with the outreach hand. Madison Riggin goes just cross-court, keeping the ball in play. And then a tip, and you're going to dig it up there from Janae Hall. Nisa Havili running it down. Madison Riggin taking a swing. Another Kat Brooks dig. In transition, Amy Neal taking a heavier swing, but Cassie Wade able to pick it up. And Tiana Dockery, a heavy ball from the back row. Janae Hall taking the overpass. Kelsey Payne rising up. Still not going to get down on Kat Brooks on the back row. A pickup from Anissa Havili just running in. No really approach to that ball is Madison Rigdon. Another ball to Kelsey Payne. Pickup from Cassie Wade. Kelsey Payne again on the rally. All over the place. And finally, we have Madison Rigdon getting the ricochet. Everyone takes a deep breath, as that was a long rally. I'm not sure how in length that was.
61 seconds, if you're asking. Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's a long rally in volleyball.
That was a good one. Went the Jayhawks' way, as did that first set. But Texas comes back to take the second, 25-20. The Longhorns certainly had an eye on this match, did they not? Even after sweeping Kansas down in Austin.
They did, and I talked to head coach Jerry Elliott, and he said, you know, it is always tough to play. We don't often sweep when we come into Lawrence. They've obviously been pretty dominating and winning here as of late, as they've won 80% of their matches in Big 12 conference play. But he said, you know, he emphasized it a couple times when I talked to him. He said, it is tough to win. I don't know why. We don't seem to play well in Lawrence. And he didn't say it wasn't the size of the gym, as they have a smaller practice facility. But he just said, you know, it's tough. The crowd gets involved. I don't know if it's the tension, but we need to go in there, stay focused. And he was actually excited about this, as a good head coach would be, one of the premier coaches in the nation. He said, you know, this gives us a lot of pressure on winning the Big 12, but also the closer we get to NCAA tournament time, this is what he wants his team to face. And he's seeing it tonight. He's getting what he asked for.
Texas has been in the top 10 in the nation 142 of the last 146 polls.
Decent.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good run. They've won just under 80% of their Big 12 matches all time.
Yes.
That's pretty good, too.
That's dominating. I would say that's dominating is the word that I would use. And Kansas feels that. They know that. The only loss on Kansas record this season has been to this Texas Longhorns team, and that was a sweep in Austin, Texas. Kansas didn't play very well in that match. Texas played incredibly well. And they want to avenge that one blemish on their record. They know how important it can be for their RPI, but also they have a goal this season of winning the Big 12, to knocking off the top dogs.
We're ready to go for the third set. The Longhorns will serve it up. Kat Brooks. Rigdon. Brooks there to cover. Neal pounds away. Janae Hall blocks it.
Block number 8, Chelsea
And you can see where Amy Neal was going here. She was thinking the block was going to get there, and she wasn't thinking they were going to close that late. But you got to keep working if you're a middle blocker. That's exactly what Janae Hall did. Even though she was going to get there late, she gets her hand in time.
Too short from Cassie Wade.
And the short serve worked for her in set number 1. It caused Texas some issues in running their offense, so you understand why she's going to that spot. But another service error, a give me point to the Longhorns.
Avili will try Payne. It's a rocket from Kelsey Payne.
Chloe Collins looks at her platform saying, I know I had that. She just let it pass her. It went past her hips just a little bit. Ricochets off the top of her platform to the back wall.
Off the tape, an ace for Anna Church.
And I know I mentioned the service errors. You have to serve aggressive to get these. And if you don't be aggressive and you don't serve really close to the top of the plane of the net, you don't get those. So I like the aggressiveness still from Kansas. I understand the aggressiveness, but that also leads to service errors times, and that's been really kind of an issue here, as Kansas has 3 service aces to 8 service errors.
So it's Nicole Dalton, the 6'2" junior, serving for Texas. Susie. Taylor Susie.
And that's Taylor Susie's favorite approach. And if you're Texas, you know that it's the speed of this ball that beats the block. You can see Molly McCage just delayed just enough that held her. Great decision making from Havili.
Rigdon with a good serve. Neal tries to cut that angle. But the Jayhawks were in the net.
Yeah, net violation from Taylor Susie. You don't see that too often from a veteran player, but trying to get up and get after that ball as Tiana Dockery was sitting all over that attack.
Amy Neal, the 5'9" senior, to serve. She goes down. Kansas up 5-3.
Entering and serving for the Jayhawks, number 2.
Quickly, here comes Tori Miller in to serve.
A faster substitution. We've seen Tori Miller late in set number 2 as Taylor Susie, the middle, had been that server in the rotation, but you want to get her involved. You don't have unlimited, substitutions, but you want to see if you can get on a little nice service run.
Molly McCage did a nice job with the handling that ball,
McCord.
turning it into a kill.
And a placement, the deceptiveness as well on that attack. It's a senior leader, Molly McCade.
Really wants Hall. Touched by Texas.
It was a net violation, I believe. It wasn't a touch. It was a net violation. We'd try to take a look and see who was in that. I think it was Prito Sarami that was in the net. So a ball that was going to go clearly wide. It wasn't the touch of the block. It was a net violation from Texas.
Avili to serve. Bagu with a big right hand.
And yeah, Coach Richard's quick to put up that flag, and he's going to challenge that call if it was in or out. Not sure if we could see from that angle, but let's take another look at this and we can see better from this shot. The challenge, if the ball was, I think that ball was in.
Yep.
I think that was a good call from the line official.
I think he's 3 of 4 on challenges so far this year. Coaches have a green card that they flash. They want a challenge. Looks like that ball was inside the line, if not on it.
There's not a touch of the plane of the net. I think the question was if it was in or out, and that ball was clearly in my opinion. You're definitely not going to have enough to overrule that.
Coach Bouchard is going to be part of the committee, I believe, that looks at this replay at the end of the season. And you know, you have so many angles here. It's hard to catch that exact angle, as you know in replay in any sport, to find out exactly where that ball hit. But I think overwhelmingly the coaches like the idea of replay.
I think so. I know how many years have we been talking about it, Leaf? You know, for many years now, we said, you know, you expect it to come, because in other sports they have the replay. You think it's going to be so important for the game of volleyball. It's such a bang sport, and you know, Texas was impacted by this not too many years ago. I think just last year in the Final Four, there was a touch call that wasn't called. It didn't go Texas's way, and it could have been really indicative of how that match went. So
Texas, number 27.
I think it's great. I think it's great actually for the game of volleyball. The only downfall is sometimes the lapse in time that it creates, but hopefully it's going to be a rule that they do make it an official rule next year. I know the Big 12 is one of the conferences that is trialing this new rule.
That ruling is upheld, so point to Texas. Kansas tries to get it right back. Down to Dockery. No replay needed.
Tiana Dockery going after it. Kat Brooks, phenomenal libero, but too much pace on that ball. She wants that one back, though. She was right in the right spot, just couldn't hang on to it.
Maggie Anderson for Kansas. Hall got a hand on it, but it goes out of bounds. Fredo Sarami.
Number 7, Tiana Dockery.
Puts it away for Texas.
8 kills, 1 air, hitting .583. So she is on track to have quite a night again against the Jayhawks. I mean, you're happy if she rotates out if you're the Jayhawks.
Avili to Payne. Up and over.
There's another first ball side out from the Jayhawks. A quick ball. And the matchup again, I like that. You not only have the height advantage of going up against Amy, the undersized Amy Neal, not saying that she's not a good blocker, but Kelsey Bain has the ability to rise up above and hit over the top.
Service error from Kansas. Brings the Longhorns back within 1.
Kansas on the season averages just over 9 a match. They currently have 9, so they're already at that total.
Longhorns get a hand on it. 2 great efforts to keep it alive. Dockery saves it for the Jayhawks. Rigdon. Bagu cannot get under it. Point to the Jayhawks.
Wonderful play from Texas to keep this ball alive as Chloe Collins, and then a nice swing actually from Amy Neal. And then Madison Rigdon, knowing that Chiako Bagu, who traditionally doesn't play back row, is in that left back position.
Maybe a missed hit a bit there from Anna Church.
And Anna Church's struggle tonight serving the ball in. I mean, she's had, I think, 3 alone of the service errors for the Jayhawks. And that last one, really not even close, not even having to make them make a decision.
Really sends it over to Rigdon. She is so good at finding an angle, isn't she?
She is, and that's a fastball. Watch how quick this tempo ball is. You see the Texas block late, but also in the net. Wonderful ball from Havili to Rigdon.
Rigdon with the serve. McCoy has to dive to save it. Not sure that's what Amy Neal had planned, but it works out.
I actually think that's absolutely what she had planned. She went up, she was deceptive, and she had a nice little roll shot. That's difficult to do. That is absolute craftiness from the senior Amy Neal.
That ball was way over her head. Amy Neal at 5'9", puts it away. Susie McCoy takes a shot, can't get it back in play. Point to Kansas.
Well, Kansas has been insistent thus far, and that's just a hard shot down the line from Taylor Susie, the junior. Up into her shoulders, but give credit to Kat McCoy. She didn't even flinch. She's like, hey, that's my job back here. I'll take balls off the shoulder, off the head.
Outside. Prieto Cerami. You know when she hits it. You can close your eyes and know when she hits it.
It's almost a different pop off the ball when she hits it. And Jared Elliott told me, he said, you know, probably the heaviest arm I've had here at my coaching time.
That's saying something.
He's had some phenomenal players, but such a fast arm.
Shanae Hall. Collins goes into the stands to save it. Havili will try Hall again. Nice save from Neal. They make Havili play it. Smart play from the Longhorns.
And that's a ball handling error from Anna Church. She said, that's my bad. And maybe if you're Anna Church, you take that ball with your platform instead of your hands, double contact. It gives a point right over to the Longhorns. We're all knotted up at 11 apiece.
Boy serves it up. Havili goes way outside, looking for Dockery. Texas trying to cover. Can't do it. So Chloe Collins going all the way around the net to try to play it.
Jared Elliott is pleading for a double contact on that assist from Havili. Didn't think it came cleanly out of her hands.
Havili serves. Overpass. Hall. Payne gives it a shot. Havili with a big fist bump.
The Payne train, as they call her. How about that, rising above? It seems oftentimes that she just starts jumping even higher, if that's possible, as she gets warmed up more and more and more.
Ace from Havili. Nicole Dalton was in a tough spot. Decided to try to play it.
And that's a tough ball. That ball might have been out. They're going to pinch a little bit more on service reception. It almost looks like a two-man, although they have Nicole Dalton still in this, as Amy Neal's going to take more of the court.
Wow. Texas. Prieto Cerami with another big hit.
Texas number 27, Yazzie Bedard-Hani.
And she is dynamite right now for the Texas Longhorns. I mean, keep feeding her the ball. Only one error in this entire match. That is incredible as an outside hitter.
Havili wants Payne. Kansas goes to its big gun as well. The Jayhawks hit 15. A 3-point lead in this crucial third set. We're even at a set apiece here in Lawrence. Athletics broadcast is brought to you by Lawrence Memorial Hospital, a proud sponsor of Kansas Volleyball. Stay healthy, stay close, stay for life with LMH. Visit us online at lmh.org. And by the Kansas Lottery, dream bigger. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, right stuff, low price, every day. Hope you got the popcorn ready. I think we're going to be here a while. Even at a set apiece, the Jayhawks lead here in the third. Tiana Dockery to serve it up. Dockery's just inside the line.
Number 7, Tiana Dockery.
Just wide this time from Dockery.
They talk about the pass and serve in that set number 1 where Kansas looked on point, looking better in this third set. That has been the differentiator. Tiana Dockery coming out of that timeout with a big-time ace, just a bit wide on that second serve, but you'll take that ratio. If you can get an ace and then back it up with an air, that's better than just getting a service air alone.
Really goes wide. Rigdon blocked, but Dockery is there. Payne. Texas up to the task. Obagu looked like she got a hand on it.
Yeah, and went after Obagu, and if you're Kelsey Payne, use that line on that shot. Getting that right back at her as Tiako Obagu says no.
Off the tape. Ace for the Longhorns. Texas back within 1. Vili to Payne. Long.
Texas.
And here we are, a couple airs of ace sprinkled in, and we're all knotted back up. Kansas was up 3 points in this third set. Kelsey Payne upset with herself, knowing that she could have put that in a corner.
Vili tracks it down. Rigdon, tough ball. High off the hands. McCoy is there. That one long from Texas. The Longhorns want a touch. Jared Elliott sits down and he's not going for the challenge.
Yeah, pleading with that. Let's take a good look at it. We can see, no, that was not a cut. So we get a good call and really to save a challenge there. There was not enough evidence, and I don't think there was a touch on that ball.
Vili there to cover. Payne has to roll it over. Obagu with a soft touch. Vili. Dockery from the back row. Low.
Texas. Serving for Texas, number 11, Tiako Obagu.
Obagu for Texas. Long. That puts Kansas back on top.
Serving for the Jayhawks, number 8, Kelsey Payne.
As we get closer to the end of this third set, what team is going to play more aggressive? What team is going to be the one that's going to take chances?
Opportunity for Texas now. And it's the senior, Amy Neal.
2 plays before that, Jared Elliott gets off the bench, and I'm not sure who he was directing it to, but he said swing. He wants his team to be aggressive. You're not going to win probably with tips and taking the easy route. You got to be aggressive, especially on the road.
Susie's aggressive. Texas swing. Kansas back on top.
Taylor Susie again. I mean, this is just like clockwork with her on that slide attack. Still being able to find the court.
Madison Rigdon off the tape. Payne was there. Dockery. Texas will try Neal. And the senior's getting it done. She grew up in Austin. She's as Longhorn as they get.
How about this? Going down the line, knowing, look how much space they're giving her. She's going to say, you're going to give me a couple feet. I'm going to use a couple feet. I'm going to go right down the line. Having the ability to hit that shot as well. That's good from Amy Neal.
Really. To Dockery. Too strong for Kat McCoy. Kansas to 20.
And the deceptiveness from this, you think Anissa Havili's going to go back to Kelsey Payne. You can't sit on Tiana Dockery. That's a heavy ball from the senior. Hailing from the state of Texas. Kansas has 5 players on their roster from the state of Texas.
Tori Miller in to serve for Kansas. I don't think she misses.
She
Surami once again.
Oh, man, she's fun to watch. I mean, she is hitting a heavy ball, and Kansas has not stopped her. I mean, keep giving her the ball.
Comes off her hand in a hurry. Avili goes wide. Dockery again. She's got the hot hand. Tiana Dockery takes Kansas to 21.
And back and forth. Both teams are siding out at a high efficiency right now. First ball siding out. We're not seeing too many rallies as this third set is going on, but who can point score? Let's see if Kansas can do it on Havili's serve.
Avili catches the net.
Well, she went for it, that's for sure. She was going for that tough serve. The jump float serve just clips the top of the net. Now the other setter, Chloe Collins for the Longhorns, is going to go back to the service line.
Dockery. McCoy was there to cover. Cassie Waite able to take that one. Short from Rigdon. Longhorns now have the lead.
And Kansas, you have to be aggressive. I know that's a tough ball to swing at, but you got to be a little bit more aggressive. You cannot send a free ball in the plane of the net. And now the Longhorns with a slight advantage up 22-21.
The nation at the 2015 NCAA Division I Men's and Women's Cross Country Midwest Regional.
Texas is resilient.
On Friday, November
the Longhorns
13th.
keep battling.
The competition serves as the
It's paid off for them here with a 1-point lead in the third set.
And they're used to this. I mean, they play talent from the top of the beginning of their season throughout. They absolutely load their pre-conference. And they do it for a reason. I mean, they're used to these tough matches, these tough sets. In one weekend, early in September, they played Nebraska and Florida. The only other loss on their record was to the Florida Gators. I mean, that's a top team in the nation as well. So they're used to that. They went on the road and played a good Arizona squad, came out with that victory. They like this challenge, especially in a hostile environment like this. You're going to have to play at a level like this, and you're going to have to sustain a level of play. And sometimes that's the difference in the top teams in the country, the top 10 that separates you from the bottom. Is can you sustain the level of play for maybe 2 hours at a time?
They beat Nebraska in 5, lost to Florida in 4, swept by TCU.
They had a lot of unforced errors, I believe. Some net violations, attacking errors that Coach Jared Elliott said TCU played well, but we had a lot of unforced errors in that match. They're playing well. Kansas is playing well too, but sometimes it's just a difference of a couple points here or there. Can Kansas side out right out of this timeout?
Rigdon, Havili has to track it down. Dockery. McCoy takes a shot. Collins can't play it out of the stands. Kansas even at 22.
Entering and serving for the Jayhawks, number 19, Maggie Anderson.
Maggie Anderson to serve for Kansas. Unstoppable. Britta Serrani puts another one away.
Number 7,
Texas by 1.
And a solid ball from Amy Neal in the back row. She's not going to get a ton of credit for that service reception ball, but a good ball off a tough serve from Maggie Anderson up. And Serrani, man, she has 12 kills, hitting over 600. She's a pin player. Sometimes you'll see those stats from a middle blocker hitting that high percentage, but she's one of their outside hitters.
Rigdon off the block, out of bounds. Jayhawks back to even.
Well, it's a double attack here in the middle. You have to sit down on Kelsey Payne a little bit. That gives just enough opening for Madison Rigdon to use the hands that ricochet just wide out of bounds. And now here we are, a game to 2.
So Bagu will give Texas the first shot at this third set.
Texas, number 11,
and that was right in the lap of Cassie Waite. She had her hands up high. I think it was going to come a little bit higher, but Chiako Bagu, that was real good from the middle.
Really wants Payne. Off the block. 24 all.
And we might as well go a little bit extra volleyball here in set number 3. It has been that type of set.
Payne sends it long. Second set point now for Texas.
And you don't see a lot of emotion sometimes from Jarrett Elliott or Eric Sullivan, two of the assistant coaches, but they're all up on the sidelines here from Texas, knowing how critical this set is for the Longhorns. And now Nicole Dalton, one has been good off her serve in this rotation. This is going to be a tough one here for the Jayhawks.
Avili wants Susi. 25 all.
Serving for the Jayhawks, number 14, Madison.
And the junior has been so steady. Molly McCage was there. I think she wants that one back. She knows that if she just pressed a little bit at that time, and she would have had that one.
Rickon with a big ace. Kansas will have a set point.
Timeout call, Texas.
Texas calls timeout. Now it's Kansas with a chance to go up 2 sets to 1.
Oh, I've been harping on the errors, right? The service errors for Kansas. But I love that you're still aggressive. You've got to be still aggressive because you cannot get these lollipops over to the Texas Longhorns. What Madison Rigdon does, she doesn't really know how to serve it lightly over the net. I mean, she has been aggressive from day one with her service, going after deep. That one was Maggie Anderson. Another service ace from Anna Church to clip to the top of the net. We're not going to show you all the service errors here. That was another ace from Tiana Dockery. And then finally, Madison Rigdon, the sophomore hailing from the state of Texas, nearby Austin, Texas. The sophomore going back there, ice in her veins to serve a heavy ball. And what she does, she serves a hybrid ball. It doesn't have most of the time you serve a top spin jump serve or you're going to serve a floater. She does a little bit of both. Sometimes you don't know if it's going to spin in front of you or spin sideways. She has an interesting spin on the ball. That one just got away from the Longhorns because it slices when she serves it.
Cassie Waite said her serve is the least favorite of hers to take in practice.
Yeah, and that's because sometimes it can float and drop, and sometimes it has that slicing effect where it's going to slice away from you.
Set point for Kansas. Rigdon behind the line. Catches the net and comes back on the Kansas side. 26 all.
And there's been a couple of them in this set that have hit that net, just have not made their way over the plane.
Now it's Amy Neal for the Longhorns. Avili to Dockery. Second set point for Kansas.
A big-time ball from the senior going to her. The pace, I love that from Havili. A wonderful pass as well. Now it's going to be Taylor Susi, the middle blocker.
Susi with a good serve. Who else? When Texas needs a point, Paredo Cerami comes up big again. 27 all. Kat McCoy serves for Texas. Avili to Dockery. Off Dockery's shoulder, Kansas keeps it alive, but Texas able to put it down. Looks like it went off someone's shoulder there.
Tiana Dockery, the big-time block. You can still play that, but I like this timeout now as point advantage goes back over to the Longhorns. And who else? Tiago Bagu, one of their veteran players, getting involved with that block. Tiana Dockery had the hot hand, so you got to understand the decision from Havili off a good pass. But the block of Texas coming up with a big-time, a timely block. And now a point, set point here goes to the Texas Longhorns.
By my count, their third set point. Kansas has had 2 in this crucial third set. It's been a fun match to watch.
It has. This has been a fun set to watch, let alone a fun match. Feels like set 1 was hours ago. It's been high-level volleyball here in Lawrence, Kansas.
Coming up on 2 hours match time. An hour 45 right now.
Set number 3 too. This isn't even the end of it. We got more volleyball to play regardless of who wins this third set. But you got to think the momentum is going to be on whatever team can close this one out. And right now, maybe one of the tougher rotation that Kansas is in. They have Anissa Havili at the net, up with Janae Hall and Tiana Dockery. Probably not their strongest rotation that they have. So you're going to have a perfect pass here off of the Kat McCoy serve.
Set point for Texas. Rigdon, Havili, Dockery. Yes! Ice water in her veins as she cuts that court. 28 all. Rigdon digs that one out. Dockery. Amy Neal from the back row. And it'll be set point number 4 for the Longhorns.
That's big time from Amy Neal. The dig, and then the ball back to her, going after it. You're not going to give a roll shot. She went after that back row attack. Ricochets off Janae Hall's block. You have Kelsey Payne. Does Kansas go to her? We'll see in this rotation.
Havili has to run it down. Rigdon from the back row. McCoy is there. Wait to Payne. Pareto Cerami ends it for Texas. Longhorns take this hard-fought third set, 30-28. It's Texas in the third, up 2-1. Chances, 2 set points, but it's Texas 30-28 in that third set. As these two teams battle for the lead in the Big 12. Lee Fleisig, Jill Dorsey Hall with you, and entertaining third set that goes the Longhorns' way.
Yeah, and Prieto Cerami has been unbelievable. I mean, she's the one that came up with that big-time block in that third set, but she also has been leading the Longhorns in that kill category, hitting 600 with 13 kills. Both her and Amy Neal, the 2 outside hitters, they've been dynamite for the Longhorns, relying so heavy on their swings, but she's really been at times unstoppable. And then she's on the front row is Prieto Cerami. She's looked dynamite tonight. Obviously, Kansas going to Kelsey Payne. They rely heavily on her, but it was Cerami who came up with that big block.
These are the third set stats, and you see Texas hitting 481 in that third set. Pretty impressive. It
is impressive, and Kansas had an advantage midway through that third set, 16-13. A couple unforced errors, a service ace from Kat Brooks, and that was the turning point. Then you get it all knotted up at 16 a point, and then they traded that point after point, playing at a high level. Both teams first ball siding out, but it was Texas who took the heavy swings, that took the aggressive swings. That was a tight set that could have went either way.
All right, the Longhorns, 1 set away from taking sole possession of the Big 12. The Jayhawks know what's at stake. They'll be fighting back.
And that was actually the longest set either team in terms of points that either team had played all season long. So you look at Kansas with only 1 blemish on their record. That loss was to Texas. Texas has 2 losses on their record, but they had not played a set that went that deep, that went to 30-28. That was an interesting little note there.
So what's the mindset of the Jayhawks? How do they turn the momentum now that Texas is up 2-1?
You got to move on. You got to forget about that. That is unfortunate. Obviously, you don't want to have to lose a set like that, but you don't want to let it dictate how this fourth set is played. You don't want to go away lightly. Just hand it over now to the Texas Longhorns. So you got to be quick on recovery and how you're going to respond early in this fourth set.
It's Tori Miller for Kansas. Avili with a nice save. Rigdon, just long.
Texas. Serving for Texas, number 11.
Texas on the board first. Obagu to serve for the Longhorns. Avili to Dockery, splits the defense. Kansas
number 7, Gianna Dockery. Serving for the Jayhawks, number 11, Avili.
Now Avili for Kansas. Neal, Rigdon is there. Payne gets full extension on that one. Kansas up 2-1.
And a solid dig here from Madison Rigdon, who was rotating over on the line to dig that ball. And then Kelsey Payne up high, thinking she wishes she could have that set point back in set number 3, getting her Jayhawks in a good start in set number 4.
Hall was there to deflect it. Hall again. Kansas after a fast start here in this fourth set, 3-1.
And up quick is Janae Hall. They like to run that in transition if possible. That fast offense to Janae Hall.
Hall with a block. Avili saves it. Too close to the net for Kansas to dig it out.
Entering and serving for Texas, number 7, Nicole Dalton.
And that's a big-time break there for the Longhorns to gather that point. Kansas had the block.
Cassie Way with a nice save. Rigdon. Now Neal finds a corner.
Texas.
And no easy points against the Texas Longhorns. They're going to fight in deep third of the court. Wonderful shot from Amy Neal.
Payne. Tough ball to handle. Wait to Dockery.
Killed by number 7, Gianna Dockery.
And the entire coaching staff from the Longhorns is up. As you can see, the double contact they're wanting called. The rotation on that ball from Cassie Waite, it did not come cleanly. So you got to understand their comments from the side of the bench is really unhappy with that call. The point goes to Kansas.
Maggie Anderson. Neal. Quick call there from Cassie Waite. Lets it go. You can hear her say out.
And the court awareness, too. She knows exactly where she is on the back row. She is that captain of the defense for the Jayhawks, knowing where she is on the court, and knowing and having enough trust in herself to let that ball go out.
Maggie Anderson gets a hand on it but can't save it.
Entering for Texas, number 19, Paulina Prieto-Cerame. For the Jayhawks, number 7, Gianna Dockery.
Here in this fourth set.
Texas, number 9, Amy Neal.
Amy Neal, who's had an outstanding match.
Serving for the Jayhawks, number 5, Cassie Waite. Entering is number 10, Taylor Susie.
Dockery there to cover. Avili back to Payne. Just long.
Call Texas. Serving for Texas, number 8, Kat McCoy.
You don't see too many hitting errors from Kelsey Payne, but you have to wonder, does that block that she had against her in that set number 3, is that in her head? Is she trying to hit over the top of the block or deep in the court so she doesn't get blocked?
Rigdon. Dug out there by Dalton. Guess who? Clear to Sarami.
And note to Chloe Collins, give her the ball. I mean, she has been...
She need a note?
I don't think she needs a note. I think it's pretty apparent that Jayhawks haven't found the answer. Now an ace here for the Longhorns. And it's not a big lead, but it's the first lead that Texas has had other than 1-0 to lead off this 4th set. But Kansas needs to respond quickly here with the side out.
Veely will go to Rigdon. Soft touch. Nobody home for Texas.
Serving for the Jayhawks, number 8, Kelsey Payne.
Payne for Kansas, off the tape. Veely wants Rigdon again. This time Texas was ready. Is that Collins who got a hand on it?
That's Chloe Collins just hanging in the air. 5'7", but she has a tremendous leaping ability, and she hung in the air, not being fooled by the tip.
How about the 2 setters in this match?
Yeah.
2 athletes, I'm telling you. Avili wants Susie.
By number 10.
Taylor Susie's been pretty spot on tonight.
She's been spot on, and Texas actually just goes with her. I mean, they're over there ready for her, knowing that she's going to run a slide attack. Doesn't very often run in front of the setter, especially inside out.
Rigdon with a nice serve. Dockery takes advantage and puts it away. Kansas back on top.
And it's again the serve from Madison Rigdon. A tough serve that leads to that overpass.
Dockery, or rather Rigdon with another nice serve. Dockery there to cover. Back to Susie. Bedard Henny, they got her for in the net, but it was a Kansas point either way. 10-8 Jayhawks. An ace from Rigdon. Texas wants a timeout. The Jayhawks up 11-8 in this must-win 4th set. We're back with more from Lawrence after this. An 11-8 lead here in the 4th set. They're down 2-1 to Texas. First place in the Big 12 on the line. Madison Rigdon will serve it up. Off the tape. McCoy was there. Like a machine. Sarami puts it away.
And you're happy when her 3 rotations on the front of the front row are done. She's going to go to the bench, and she does not play back row for the Longhorns, but she has been on fire. Back to Susie. Talk about on fire. The girl next door is getting it done. Another local Kansas here, hailing from Osawatomie, Kansas. She slices it. She cuts it back sharp on the slide attack off 1 foot. And that one I think felt good. You don't see Taylor Susie get that excited. I mean, she always gets excited, but that one had to feel good as she goes to the bench, rotates out. Neal rolls it just in front of Tori Miller.
Serving for Texas,
Kansas still by 2.
And a roll shot, just a veteran crafty move there from Amy Neal, knowing that that hole is there. They're thinking they're going to have a hard shot, but she saw that. She saw the opening. Janae Hall. Saw a little woo from her there, I think. Yeah, a little, and then they've been on point right now. The service reception game is looking good for the Jayhawks. The decision making too. And Janae Hall, a full swing, a heavy swing from her. And she turns right around her setter and she says, nice set.
Molly McCage makes her presence felt here in the fourth set.
And Molly McCage just, this is like clockwork for her. I mean, that just looks easy down the line.
Hill pushes it across. Chance for Kansas. Quickly to Hall. Nice dig from Kat Brooks. Hall got a hand on it. Falls in front of Kelsey Payne.
And Kat Brooks on that play made two wonderful digs for the Longhorns. Number 6 on the back row, defensive specialist. Wonderful play from her. Defensive players don't always get a lot of credit, but give it to her on that play.
Wide. Cassie Wade lets it go. Point to Kansas, up 2.
Entering and serving for the Jayhawks, number 19.
Take a look, Cassie Wade, again, court awareness, knowing where she is. On that, trusting herself to let that ball go out wide. We can hear Cassie Wade from here calling that ball out.
I'm not touching it. She calls it out, leave it alone. One more time, it's the senior, Molly McCage.
Entering for Texas, number 19.
Looking solid on that side attack. You have Taylor Susie for the Jayhawks. You have Molly McCage for the Longhorns. Both utilizing that 1-footed takeoff behind the setter. And here we have Sarami back in the game. Seems like she just rotated out.
Nice save from the Longhorns. Cassie Waite returns it. Rigdon. Kelsey Payne puts a stop to it. Big time block.
Big time block, and she has to say, finally, I got her one time. And a nice little chest bump from her teammate, Anissa Havili. Kelsey Payne goes up. Keep an eye on this matchup as we get here. Britta Sarami says she wants the ball back. She looked right at her setter and is like, come after me again here. Give me the ball.
This time she gets the better of it. Britta Sarami.
Serving for Texas, number 8.
And she's got some fire in her. I mean, she gets that kill. She looks right at her team, gets fired up. A transfer from Penn State. Talking about a big-time transfer into Texas.
Susie. She's hard to handle one-on-one, too.
Serving for the Jayhawks, number 8.
And it's a slide. And remember how good Caroline Jarmock was for the Jayhawks on that slide attack? Taylor Susie picking up something there.
Dockery dives, but can't get a hand on it. Britta Sarami with another kill.
27, Yasmin Bedard-Hani. Serving number 21, Chloe Collins.
She's impressive.
She is that. 17 kills, 2 errors.
She as good a player as we've seen this year?
I think so, and she's gotten better and better as Big 12 play has went on. Coach Jared Elliott told me, he said, she's flown under the radar a little bit. Everyone talks about Amy Neal and her play, but she started off the season a little bit slower, and she has just gotten better and better and better, and that's scary if you're their opponent.
Rigdon with a tough serve. There she is again. Britta Sarami.
And they can't stop her with 2 blocks. You're really not going to stop her with 1 block up there. And she is in the zone. There's times when players and hitters get in the zone, you feel like no one can touch you.
Susie goes wide.
Taylor Susie is in the zone for the Jayhawks on that slide attack. She's mixing it up. Went down the line, cross court, sharp angle. You think if you're running the same attack, maybe you're going to hit the same angle or the same area. I like how she's mixing it up.
Now it's Tori Miller for Kansas. Off the Kansas block and out of bounds. That's Amy Neal. 14 straight matches with 10-plus kills. I think that's at least 15 straight matches now, isn't it? Yeah, she's got 17 kills.
And you gotta love the consistency at what she plays. She might not be the flashiest of players, but she has just been steady, a steady performer.
Really dumps it over. Nice save there from Collins. Janae Hall. Kansas up 2.
And that's going to get Bird off the bench, the associate head coach for the Jayhawks. And she works a lot with the middle blockers. And she says, yes, Janae, you keep working. You keep doing that.
Alma Cage, the senior.
Entering and serving for Texas, number 7.
Now, I read McCage, Kat Brooks, and Neal have roomed together since their freshman year. And you talk about a tight-knit group.
Yeah.
When your seniors are that tight, that's usually a good sign.
And that's been one of the impressive things I think about the culture and the volleyball tradition you have at Texas.
Somehow Texas kept that up. They couldn't get it across. Payne with a kill.
Payne going up, rising above with a quick kill. You can see here going up. They ran that a lot as a middle blocker, trying to get a foot on that. But going back to Texas, you talk about the high-profile recruiting classes they get year after year after year. But Coach Jer Elliott emphasizes a lot the team chemistries. And, you know, we got to work with a lot of different backgrounds, high-caliber team, and he really puts a lot of emphasis on that.
Cassie Waite said out. Let that one go. Dr. Ken Corum says it was down.
Well, she's been right most of the match, but this one does find the line. Wonderful placement there from Amy Neal.
Neal to serve. Janae Hall. Nice dig there from Dalton. Cassie Waite takes it off the ceiling. Bad break for Kansas. Hit the beam and bounced straight back down quicker than they were expecting. We're even at 20.
And here we are. Now, really, a game to 5. Who's going to be the aggressor?
Kelsey Payne.
Kelsey Payne. Jayhawks, number 10, Taylor Susie.
Kelsey Payne now with 20-plus kills for the 4th time this season. Showing why she's the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week 3 times this year.
Avili takes that shot. Rigdon has to back up and roll it over. Again, Cassie Waite this time. Rigdon. Neal. Avili is there. Payne. Chance for the Jayhawks. Susie, no, Payne. Coming right at you. Fredo Cerami puts an end to that great point.
How about it? Well, Kansas had its chances, but Texas just a bit better on this play. That's big time play for Fredo Cerami. I feel like a broken record, but now she leads the Longhorns with 20 kills, 2 errors. She had a great dig earlier in that point, too. Susie making a living right now in the slide attack. And a wonderful ball in service reception. Taylor Susie has to go out and get that ball a little bit wider than what she's used to on the slide, but goes and gets it.
Susie got a hand on it. Avili dumps it over. 23-21 Kansas. And we talk about the night here that Fredo Cerami has had. She now has a career high in kills. Talking about how dynamic she has been this evening. Got a challenge here, I believe.
Texas coach is challenging that there was no net fault called.
And I think they were thinking that Anise Havili was in the net. I think it was the ball as she follows through on this attack. But I understand where Jarrett Elliott's going through this. So let's take a look at this. Not on that play, I believe, but in the follow through, did Anise Havili get the net on her follow through? I think it was the ball, but I like the challenge here as Jarrett Elliott has a challenge to use. Kansas has the momentum, but I like it. You have it, so use it. It could have been a huge switch here in the point. So I like where he was going for that. There had to been a lot to overturn that. But
also brings some momentum for Kansas.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a little bit of switch. The crowd was loud.
Kelsey Payne serves for Kansas. Susie with the block. Dumped over. Susie plays it out of the net. Great play from the Jayhawks. Kansas a point away from going to a fifth set.
Timeout call, Texas.
Well, sometimes good things happen if you just keep the ball in play. And that's exactly what happened for the Kansas Jayhawks on this play. If you take a look at it here, a positive touch here on the block. And then picked up here from Anise Havili. Taylor Susie, that's a tough ball to dig out of the net. Cassie Wade tipping the ball over on a free ball. A little miscommunication on the ball. And that just goes over. That's going to go probably down in the sack category as a kill for Cassie Wade. Probably the easiest kill she's ever got as she's just given the free ball over. A little miscommunication from the Bagu and Dalton on that play. You'll take it if you're the Kansas Jayhawks. Now just 1 point away from pushing this to 5 sets.
How about the reaction from Susie to dig that out of the net? The reaction after the Jayhawks take that point.
And the deflection too from Anise Havili to even get a hand on that play that ball up. Taylor Susie to play that ball out of the net. That's not an easy ball or a ball that really a lot of middle blockers can make. But she's athletic. She is one of those players that she's a phenomenal athlete. And she did that, kept the ball alive. And sometimes you just keep the ball alive and good things will happen.
Havili with an athletic play as well. The Jayhawks keep it alive and now have set point here in the fourth. Payne to serve. They let Texas off the hook with one of them.
And for Texas, number 27, Yazzie with the dark high. Serving number 21, Chloe Collins.
And here we are. We need one side out. Again, we have Anise Havili on the front row, so only 2 live attackers for the Jayhawks. You have Taylor Susie and you have Madison Rigdon.
Havili will send it over to Susie. We're going to a fifth. Did you get your money's worth?
I think so. I think you got your ticket 3 weeks ago and you're pretty darn happy you did. But if you're at home, sit tight. This has been a good one. Kansas has not been pushed to a fifth set all season long.
The Jayhawks battle back. Taylor Susie sends it to a fifth. The 2 best teams in the Big 12 still haven't settled it. We'll be back with that 5th set right after this on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. We're going to a 5th. What a match this has been. Kansas takes that 4th set in a must-win situation, 25-22. JDH, take a look at these stats.
And as you expect, I mean, you're pretty close in some categories. Kansas has more kills on the night, but it really doesn't matter as we're all locked up 2 sets apiece. It's going to be critical here for Kansas to limit their service errors. They do have 15, so that's just been 15 gimme points to the Longhorns, but they got to keep serving tough to keep pressure. You can't just give lollipops over to the Longhorns, or they'll gobble those up and take advantage of it, and they can side out at a very high clip in the first ball side out. But if you're Kansas, be aggressive. That's why you have those 7 aces, but you got to limit some of those errors as well. Keep feeding the ball to Taylor Susie if you're the Jayhawks. She had 7 kills in that 4th set alone, 15 kills on the evening. So 7 of those came in that fourth set. And if you're the Texas Longhorns, well, keep giving to the career high night that Paulina Prieto-Cerami is having. She had 7 kills in that fourth set alone, having 20 kills, leading the Longhorns.
Kane, Dockery, Susie combining for 51 kills.
Yeah, then that's what we're used to seeing from the Jayhawks, a great displacement of kills. Give a ton of credit to Anise Havili, her decision-making, getting all of her players. They don't just rely on one player. The Jayhawks don't, but you got to take chances here. You got to play at a high level. This is a set to 15. Kansas has not played in a 5-set match all season long. They have not even seen this fifth or sniffed this 5th set. So how is Kansas going to respond? In the 5th set, you have to jump up to such a quick start because you only do play to 15.
First to 15, you got to win by 2.
And on the other hand, Texas is 2-0 in 5-set matches on the year. So you look at it, Kansas hasn't even had a chance to play in a 5-set match. Texas, well, they're 2-0, looking to go to an all-important 3-0 on the season in 5-set matches.
Better than 2 hours and 15 minutes into this match, and it's been a dandy. Anise Havili to serve for the Jayhawks. Cassie Waite there to cover. Havili back to Payne. Card a little dirty.
It was, and Cassie Waite wishes she could have that one back because she just didn't take enough off of that as Anise Havili was flying to the net. That was a good double contact. I think Jared Elliott would have blown up if that one wasn't called.
Obagu to serve. Cassie Waite is there. Dockery. Even at 1.
Maggie Anderson Jr., the backup setter for the Jayhawks, but also becoming into its serving specialist over the last 2 seasons with her jump float serve.
Havili wants Payne. McCoy was there. Can Texas find it? KU up 2-1.
And Kelsey Payne high up on the high ball. Kat McCoy, a wonderful touch. Kat Brooks flying into the trash can on the sidelines. Not a lot of room to work with.
Just long for Maggie Anderson. Even at 2.
Entering for the Jayhawks, number 7, Tiana Dockery.
Well, the first service error of this 5th set goes to the Jayhawks. Now 16 in this match.
Nicole Dalton. Rigdon misfired, but Dockery was there to save it. Cassie Waite. Havili and Dockery chase it down. Chance for Texas. Off the block of Rigdon and out of bounds. It's Molly McCage.
And another free ball here. Texas this time takes solid advantage of it as Molly McCage off the hand of Madison Rigdon on the slide.
Payne. I think just misfired a bit on it, but it counts.
That one was a misfire. As Kelsey Payne, she puts her hands up to her head saying, I don't even know what just happened, but it goes down as a kill. 22nd kill of the evening.
Hey, it's 3-3 in the 5th. You take that one. Susie tries to push it back over. Havili, back to Payne. Cassie Waite there to cover. Havili tracks it down. Rigdon with a tough angle. Texas takes the lead 4-3.
Texas, number 19.
And early in this first set, you get the sense that Kansas is playing a little bit tight. They're not taking the aggressive swing. They're tipping the ball over. They're hoping things will just come to them.
Amy Neal. Havili to Susie.
And that is a block off of Taylor Susie's leg. Point goes to Texas now with its biggest lead of this 5th set. And who else? Prieto Cerami on the block.
Neal sends it long. Kansas back within a point.
Entering and serving for the Jayhawks, number 1, Anna Church.
And they'll take it here.
Church to serve.
Anna Church, we haven't seen her for a couple sets now because she had struggled. She had 4 service errors on the match already.
Susi and Havili were there. Chance for the Jayhawks. Havili sends it to Susi. Cassie Wake covers. Outside to Rigdon. Neal slams it from the back row. Texas up 6-4.
Well, Amy Neal from the back row. I mean, that was in stride, a heavy ball. And Kansas wishing they could have that one back. They had a free ball.
What a call from Anna Church, who lets that one go wide.
I wasn't sure at her reaction, actually, as she turned around, if she was mad at herself or she was excited about that. She looked almost mad, and then there was a little fist pump. There was excitement.
Rigdon with a tough serve. Texas goes back to the well again. Prieto Cerami.
Entering for Texas, number 27, Yazzie Badarhani. Serving number 21, Chloe Collins.
And here, if you're the Jayhawks, you got to side out. You can't let Texas, you cannot allow Texas to point serve and do a side switch here, up 8-5.
Havili goes back to Susi. Church there to cover. To Dockery. Badarhani was there for the Longhorns. And it's Texas, 8-5. Back for the exciting conclusion of this 5th set, right after this on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Set 8-5, we are going to 15, going to win by 2. What's the difference between these two teams here in this 5th set?
You get a sense a little bit that KU's being a bit tentative in this 5th set. Texas has came up with some big-time blocks. They're being the aggressor. You saw Amy Neal flying in from the back row with the kill. That's been the difference so far in this 5th set.
We're coming up on 2.5 hours in this match. Texas and Kansas going toe-to-toe.
And this is a big point right now. They did the side switch. I like that Coach Richard called a timeout to settle down his squad. You need to get out of this rotation. You have Anissa Havili on the front row with Taylor Susi and Tiana Dockery. Susi's been running that slide, but you might want to give the ball to Tiana Dockery here.
They go to Susi.
And they switch it up just a little bit. It was a faster ball. We saw a higher tempo ball on the slide from Taylor Susi off 1 foot. She's a little quicker. You have to have a good ball to be able to do this. I like the change in the offense and the tempo right there from the Jayhawks. And now Anissa Havili with a career high in assists.
Tori Miller in to serve. Obagu for Texas. Makes it 9-6 Longhorns.
Entering and serving for Texas, number 6, Kat Brooks.
Kat Brooks now, the senior for Texas. Havili wants Hall. Dug out of there by Collins. Havili goes Dockery this time. McCoy was there. Church to Havili. To Hall again. Kansas down 2.
And Janae Hall, a fast ball like we just saw from Taylor Susi. A quick ball as she's trying to get her team fired up. I think Kansas has to come up with a big-time block here against the Longhorns.
Havili goes wide.
They just played a little bit tight in this 5th set so far. Seemed like they're trying to force things a little bit.
Obagu serves. Dockery. Jayhawks back to within 2.
Entering and Serving for the Jayhawks, number 19.
Tiana Dockery coming with the high ball, going after the seam. Maggie Anderson, they've gotten on a couple of service point runs with her. See if she can get on one now.
Neal winds up and puts it away. Big hit from the senior Amy Neal.
That's a big-time ball. That one didn't come clean out of Chloe Collins' hands, but you're not going to get a double contact on that. Now we're going to see a double substitution as Nicole Dalton, the backup setter who's serving, is going to probably be the setter on the floor, but they want to sub in and see if they can get a block.
Vasilovich in the match for Texas. 6'3" sophomore. Payne. You got to go a little taller than that.
And I like it. You don't go after the blocker that's on the floor. They're going to rotate Chloe Collins back in. You go against the grain and also see your best offensive performer on the night in Kelsey Payne. Now leading all players in the kill category is Kelsey Payne.
Big hit from Molly McCage. The Texas seniors are coming up big.
And they just haven't faltered on service reception. They've been on point in this fifth set. And we're going to see another double substitution to try to get a big-time block for the Longhorns. So Nicole Dalton is this setter on the floor. She's in that right back position. Chloe Collins is going to substitute out.
Big time serve from Amy Neal. Texas leads 13-9.
Timeout called Kansas.
Now Ray Bouchard wants a timeout. You said that Coach Jared Elliott told his team earlier, swing away, and Texas is taking their swings here in the fifth set.
Yeah, they are. They're being aggressive, and they haven't also limited their errors. You don't see them making a lot of service errors with their aces. They're playing at a high level. Amy Neal is being so good as one of the pin players for the Longhorns, 21 kills. Frances Jerami, 21 kills, which is a career high for her. Still only has registered 2 errors, so they're playing really low air volleyball right now. And Kansas, on the other hand, has 17 service errors throughout this time.
A hard-fought match, as we've told you. A lead in the Big 12 Conference and perhaps a championship on the line.
The crowd needs to stay in it. I mean, I know Texas is only 2 points away, but they're still not out of it. I mean, that's why you play until the very end. But Amy Neal, see if she can back up that wonderful service ace that she just had.
It's Amy Neal again. Falls over on the Kansas side. The Jayhawks can't save it. Now it's match points for Amy Neal and the Longhorns. Wow.
And that one will take the wind out of her sail a little bit as that one clips the top of the net and just rolls over and in.
Overpass. The Longhorns put it away. Molly McCage. Kansas comes oh so close. But once again, it's Texas on top of the Big 12.
A wonderful performance by one of the premier teams in the country, the Texas Longhorns. They got all their money's worth, really, and a lot of fight out of the Kansas Jayhawks. But you gotta love their fight, and they're showing why they're the premier team in the Big 12 Conference, and they have been for quite some time.
Texas wins it in 5. We're back to talk about it after this on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Win it in 5 sets to Lucy Hall. What's your takeaway?
Yeah, 2 premier teams that showing why they're 2 of the top 10 teams in the country. I mean, both teams I think will go far in the NCAA tournament. It was quite a matchup. Great match of volleyball here.
A big thanks to our producer, Curtis Lorenz, and our entire Time Warner Cable Sports Channel crew. A reminder, the telecast of this match is authorized by the University of Kansas or IMG College, LLC. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any use, sound, account, or description of this game without the express written consent of the University of Kansas or IMG College is
strictly prohibited.
Heck of a match. Hope you enjoyed it. We're back Saturday. Kansas takes on TCU.